What is going on, guys? We are back on the Ranger question mark. Dustin off the old Fappy boy, the Fapster. We are in Tower of Frozen Shadow. You know, I've been watching Razman. Had no idea he even had a channel. He's been going at it for a month or so, maybe two. I don't know. But whoops, it's loud. But I had no idea. No idea. I put that there. Now there's a couple, multiple level 60s on floor 1, just blowing everything out. So I'm trying to get what I can. I'm kind of trying to just lock this little area down so that I can at least get kills. If I run around looking for kills, I'll just get nothing because they'll just kill everything. So I do have a little downtime right now. But I'm killing 4 mobs. I do have page number 2, second page. And a ton of arrows. Because I had ran out of arrows. I actually played this guy the other day. And I blew through arrows pretty quickly. I was checking out the auto fire feature. That wasn't, you know, I haven't played this guy since Classic. Crazy, it's been a long time. Obviously, I have a wormy now. You can see that. Kind of wish I had my fungi staff on this guy, but I got it over on the enchanter. I don't know when I'm going to play the enchanter. I'm just waiting for my cleric buddy to want to get down. Kind of like, probably duo a lot with the cleric. You know, it sounds fun. Depending on how that goes, though, I might just continue on. Who knows? Pretty eager to play the cleric or the enchanter though, but I'm also eager to play this guy because Razman's doing a he's doing a solo, or not a solo, he's doing a self-found ranger, and you know, I've been watching his series, we've been getting caught up because I didn't even know it existed. He's a long time viewer of my channel, going back, you know, over, you know, probably like 3 years ago, at least, maybe, back on P99, like before, well before Quarm came out. And so I used to talk to him a lot back then, and now. But it looks like he's gotten some free time again, so he's been playing a lot of Quarm lately, and he's been making a self-found ranger thing, and I've been watching it, and then I'm like, I've been looking for an excuse to get the ranger up, right? The original plan, if any of you have seen, I mean, some people watch the playlists, so then maybe you won't necessarily know that there's been like a 1.5 year gap between the last video and this one. It's been a long time. It's been like 1.5 years since I played this guy, I think. Maybe not. I think I played with Sendrith and them one time in there somewhere. But it's been a long time. Yeah, in Kunark, I did group with Sendrith and the boys in Kunark at some point. Let's see what's going on out here. Have they gotten their key yet? I think they're just here for a key. Doesn't look like it. Those are down. Wait, these are up. Let's shoot one. Oh shit. Oh shit, boys. Let's get out of here. How many? 3? All right. We could take 3. It hurts pretty bad, but this one's light blue, so we'll trash this one pretty quick. And then we can heal up afterwards. So I've been checking out auto fire. It's been cool. My first experience using it. What else? My skills are pretty high in regards to melee. Yeah, I mean, you know, rangers typically use a 2-hander, but I just don't feel like it. I don't want to. I like the, I can get a woodman staff or something, but I just don't want to. I like the dual wield. That's fun. Maybe some other time we'll do it. Oh, actually, you know what I have left over from the Beast Lord is I have hilted, whatever hilted dagger, right? The 625 damage proc one. So we'll slap that on this dude. For sure. It procs level 50. Obviously, I'm only, what am I? I'm 33. So that's a ways away. I could blow a potion. I do have potions. You know what's crazy? This guy has more potions than you get. Like if you create a character, a brand new character today, you get 58 charges. Fucking broken. It's crazy. Anyways, this dude has, I think I have 60 charges, and they're all on different potions. I have like a bunch, you know, I've collected them over time. I don't think this guy's ever used one. Maybe. I don't remember. But he has all the original potions. Collect bone chips from a necro. Oops. Oh well. From a necro. This guy should be up. That actually didn't hurt at all. Hardly. We'll heal up after this guy. If I fight him one-on-one, they don't really do anything. This place is crazy. But you know what? I was killing animals outside. And it's actually better XP outside. Outside, fearing the animals, snaring and fearing the animals, and shooting with my bow even, you know, to not take as much damage. Maybe it's because they're a higher level, but they're still dark blue. Playing with the bow is not efficient, right? I don't have A's and stuff, obviously, so it's not efficient, but it's fun, and it's just different in something. Which will lead me into talking about something else here in a moment. Oh, he's already up. Let's go. Let's just keep it going then. Maybe I'll med up in the little bit of downtime here in a second. But I was gonna make this episode yesterday actually, and then my buddy Tom. Sorry, I was reading the chat. My buddy Tom, like as soon as I started the video, like literally, I had only had 30 seconds recorded on the video. And he put in chat, like, asking if anybody needed SSRA mines. And I was like, God damn it, yes I do. So I scratched the video, went there, and spent the rest of the night there. And then my work frickin' called me to try to get me to go in that day. Like, I had already worked a full shift that day. I had been home for like 2 hours, and they called me. Oh, dang. We're 34, hell yeah. And my work had called me, and they were like, hey, can you work graveyard shift tonight? And I was like, bro, dude, I just got home 2 hours ago, and you're asking me to go in like 3 hours from now. Like, fuck, man. Or like, it might have been like 4 hours from now. But I was like, and then there was I was in an SSRA group too, or getting a group that I need. I really needed that group. I needed the green metal ore that's in the mines. And, not really a spoiler alert because I didn't record that, but I got it. So that was cool. Oh, shit. Come on, let me loot this first. I got the green metal ore. I got one. I need two. So I have three of my 4 Bane weapons done. I got the 2 for Saru, and I got 1 for SSRA. Still got about a week's time, maybe, you know, give a couple extra days depending on when we plan on barging in Emperor's room. But I gotta get down there and get 1 more ore. If not, it's not the end of the world, but my offhand's not gonna be doing shit, you know? Maybe actually, oh fuck, I just nuked myself? Oh, I just dotted myself. Nice, dude. Good thing that dot does 2 damage a tick. Actually, I can put the what is it? Steel hilted dagger? I forget what it is called. The hilted dagger thing. I think I can put that in my offhand, and the procs. I think the procs hit Saru, right? It's just not the melee damage, but because you can do spell damage to him. So yeah, the proc will hit him. Maybe I'll just, if I can't manage to get a second Bane weapon, I'll throw that dagger on there when I raid him, and I'll get the 625 damage procs. It procs pretty often. It's better than nothing. In reality, I might actually put an avatar weapon on to proc avatar anyways, or I need to get an eyeball and punch the eyeball until I proc an avatar, but Might slap on an avatar weapon, proc app. Well, I guess you don't need that if you're not doing melee damage. I don't know how bane damage works. Do your stats affect? Do your stats, does like your strength and agility and everything affect your damage when you're just doing bane damage? Probably, right? The weapons have stats on it. Why would it have stats on it if it doesn't matter? Yeah, I don't know. If y'all know, let me know. If you know for sure. Probably does, so... Yeah, maybe I'll proc avatar. Probably don't need it. But anyways, point is, my offhand can just be for like weapon procs and stuff. My main hand will be the damage dealer. If I can't get a second one. Well, we still got time. We still got about, like I said, a week, give or take. And I just need one green ore, and we're done. We got everything. We're good to go. Feels good. Feels good. Feels good to be prepared. This last week, it's crazy. This last week, right, has multiple holidays, which you'd think might be good because then that gives people more time to play. But people are busy with family and travel and holidays and all that shit. So maybe it's bad in terms of playtime. But at the same time, people, like last minute people, I mean, including myself, like I said, it's only a week away. I still need a piece of ore, which is, you know, kind of optional, kind of. You know, there's going to be a lot of people trying to squeeze into these last minute shards and key pieces and all this other stuff. So it might get tight in there because you're busy with holidays and you're doing your shit last minute, assuming people are doing their shit last minute. Although I logged on, I camped my Beast Lord out at the mines. Because I had to go into work early. Oh yeah, so I didn't end up going to graveyard. What I ended up doing is going into work 2 hours early. So I had to be there at 3. So I had to wake up at 2 a.m. To cover some shift. So instead of me going in graveyard, the late person stayed later, and then I came in earlier so we can kind of close the gap. But the point is, I couldn't stay in the group as long as I wanted to. I would have stayed like 2 more hours, but instead I had to log. So I just logged my Beast Lord down there because like I don't have time to like run all the way out and then, you know, whatever. So I was like, I'll just camp here. I'll deal with it tomorrow. So when I logged in today, when I got home from work, it didn't seem like there was any group there. I think maybe Intervention had a group down there, but there was a lot of open space in the mines. Like one group tops, it might have been Intervention that was in there because I can see somebody attacking. But, you know, you could probably fit 3 groups in the mines if you spread out properly and sacrifice a little bit. You know, you could have one in the deepest spot, one in the front, and then one in the middle. Make it happen. Probably get like 2 names each. I think there's only 5 names that drop the ore, but there's a couple other names that drop other shit that aren't ore. Anyways, I'd like to get in there again. So by now you've seen a video of me in there with like a half guild group. There was like 4 or 5 of us from my guild and we were in there. I went back there again in this one that I'm talking about where Tom hit me up. And in that group with Tom, we actually did better XP wise. We weren't sharing the mines with anybody. We were the only group in there, and you know, oftentimes we were getting over 100% an hour for AA XP, so that was really good. Oh shit. Yeah! That's the one, dude. Nice. We're gonna have to lose the weapon there. Nice. So we got the second part and the 4th part. We're out of here, dudes. So what's cool about the ranger is I got tracking. So we got to track down the old pup, you know? Track down the old pup, kill some dogs while we're out there. And see if we can't get the next piece. Now, I have like lull animal. I don't know. Isn't the guy level 1? Isn't that like crazy... the crazy furbolg dude or whatever that is, isn't he like level 1? I think he is, right? So I should be able to pacify him myself. at this level, because I do have a pacify, but it's a low level one. Let's check it out. Let's get Spirit of Wolf going. I'm a little bit lost on the Ranger, even though this isn't my first play session. I played a little bit the other day. I am a little lost. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's been so long. But let's see here. So we got Barb Coat for an hour. Oh yeah, so my melee skills are good, but hot damn are my casting skills dog water. They're so bad. They're so bad. So I did spend a little time. I was watching something and I was kind of AFKing, so I spent a little time spamming, I don't know, one of my casting skills, Conjuration, because I'm trying to get, I want to use my dot. That'll be helpful, especially if if I'm fucking around and kiting with my bow, even though it's not efficient, I know. But if I'm doing it because it's fun to me, I would like to have my best dot on them while I'm kiting them around with the bow, right? Ideally. So, especially with like KEI being out now, you know, you get KEI nowadays and my God, like being a ranger or a beast lord or a paladin or a shadow knight, a hybrid is what I'm getting at. Doesn't even matter, dude. You just slap KEI on and whatever, dude. Like, you never run out of mana, so you should be able to dot stuff all day long, whereas if you didn't have KEI, you dot something 3 times and you're so you're cooked on the dot front. But let's see. So let's get tracking going. Where do I have tracking at? Right here. Oof, dark blue is hard to see. I'm assuming this guy's going to be higher level. We're going to have to kite this dude for sure, probably. I'm assuming, I forgot what he's called. What's he called? A direwolf something. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be, higher than blue. He's probably going to be like yellow or white or red even, maybe. I think. But we can run around looking for him, see if he's up. If he's not, we'll start killing ourselves some wolves. Looks like he might not be up. Last time, when I was on the Beast Lord, I was like, I just said the same thing. I was like, let's run around and look if he's up first. And then we'll start killing shit. And sure enough, he was up already. So we just killed him. I don't know. I mean, my tracking is, I think it's maxed at like 150 right now or some shit. So I don't know how good that is, how far you can see. I really don't know. But I'm assuming at this point that he's not up. This dude appears to be probably looking for him as well. And he also has tracking, but he runs faster than my ass, so not good. I could go get yak meat. Like, I don't really want to be killing stuff for no reason. Other than we're going to get XP, so that's a reason. I guess let's kill something. All right. Let's shoot something, you know? Oops. Let's check out the auto fire. Target is 2. What do you mean? You have run out of ammo. Oh, okay. I haven't put any in my slot since I got more. Oh, we're gonna catch that aggro now. God damn, fucking trees, dude. Why is there so many trees? So as you can see, at some point here, when we shoot, well, we've just missed like 7 times in a row, but 2 damage. There we go, 36 is pretty good. But as you can see, it's not the best, right? But we have a swing timer now. So what we can do with the swing timer is we can drop an ignite on the ass, like right here. Shoot him, hit him with an ignite, and then shoot him again already. So you can drop the ignite in between the swing timer like we're playing World of Warcraft or something. I actually main a hunter on World of Warcraft. I've played a shitload of characters, but I basically main a hunter. My original main was like a warrior. I played so many warriors. Warriors and some rogue. I mean, everything. I fucking played everything, but except clothies. Don't really play clothies. Just don't enjoy it as much. Same for EverQuest. I didn't originally play clothies. Anyways, this is dog shit, but you know, you can see the point. It's pretty cool. So if you had a dot on him, put a dot on him. You know, kite him around a little bit. Maybe stand in and fight a little bit. Let him rough you up to a point to where you could start like kiting him and regenerate while you're kiting a bit, you know. And then obviously we could just fear him. These guys resist a lot, though. I will tell you that. Well, that time I got interrupted. It doesn't last that long. Maybe we get a new one later that lasts a little longer, but it's pretty damn short. It's like 2 ticks. Or maybe it's 3 ticks, or maybe it's longer, but it breaks almost immediately all the time. As you saw there. That was shorter, and you know, it's lasted longer than that before, but it breaks a lot. Where'd my track go? I gotta keep an eye on track. I gotta get rid of the dark blue. I cannot see that shit. Yeah. I'm hoping that he's not dark blue so that I could fucking see when he pops. I think I could change this in the settings, but I don't really want to at the same time. Let's kill another one. So I still can't land, even though I was working on conjuration. My dot that I just got is like actually, I just got it. So even with conjuration, I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to cast it. What's this dude called? God damn it. Direwolf something, right? Or like a savage direwolf, or what is it? There is such thing as a savage direwolf, and it is here. Is this him? Wait, he's not here. He's in Eastern Wastes. Let me see. Oh, we fight this guy a little bit. Is he actually part of the spawn group? I don't think he is, right? A direwolf stalker. Okay, so let's click on this dude. It's a 10% chance. It's pretty massive. He's level 35, so he will not be dark blue. He will be yellow. So I actually only have to look for yellow on this tracking thing. I can deal with the colors at another time. Of course, we have a snowstorm, which is going to be absolutely annoying for you guys. So maybe I pause it here. But I will say this. I was getting more XP out here. I didn't finish this thought, like I was talking about earlier, but inside of the Tower of Frozen Shadow, I was getting like 2% per kill or something. Out here, I was getting like 3 to 4% a kill. It was crazy. It was actually pretty crazy. So until I see this guy on track, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, or until this snowstorm like passes. All right, so the storm let up, and I had aggroed a bunch of shit. So this is the end of it here. But I had to snare it all and fear the animals. And then this guy was just beating on me the whole time when I was trying to kill the animals and fear him. Although he's snared as well. So I'm trying to just regenerate a bit while I slowly take him down with a bow. It's not terrible. It's not fast, but it's not like the worst. I remembered to put my tracking on a hotkey, like my movement key, so I did that. This guy's killing a shitload of wolves, so you'd think the named one would spawn at some point. So we're updating track all the time, and he is level 35, so he should be yellow, so I got rid of the dark blues just so the list is shortened. But he should come up. According to the website, PQDI, he's a 10% chance, so every 10 you kill on average, you should see one spawn. That dude's killing like 10 at a time. And then I'm killing them slowly. And by slowly, I mean slowly. I'm just kidding, I'm not killing them this slow, but we got him down half life with just range. It's pretty good. It'll be nice to get it like a little 20% haste, spell haste though with the masks. That'll be pretty huge for me. So is there anything I need to know, like what's the bow damage situation on Quarm? Let me know. Like, if they're rooted, do they take full damage? If they're snared, do they take full damage? Is there any... Is there any damage nerf, like, based on if they're impaired or anything? I need to know that. On Quarm. I could look it up, but... I'm just curious. This guy's grabbing wolves like I give a shit. I don't. Kill all the wolves you want. I'm looking for a specific one. My dog. You doing me a favor. I'm assuming he's looking for one too? Maybe not. I'm assuming he is. We'll grab this one though. My archery's still going up though because I did ding. So we can at least get it up. I'm not going to do this a whole lot. I'm going to go in there and melee him. So I don't have that big of a range. What's the range on these dumb arrows? I just got the store-bought ones for now. I think it's really low. 25 range. Extremely low. But I was in a hurry. I had KEI on. Because I got this guy to the Nexus, and I was like trying to get myself situated. Got hit with a MGB KEI. And I still had it on, but I ended up being less than 20% life. Because I was killing, like I aggroed a bunch of skeletons inside Tower Frozen Shadow, and I was fighting them by the exit. And I forgot if you zone out when you're at 20% of life or less, or whatever it is, it like gets rid of all your buffs. So I forgot about that, and I zoned out, and I lost all my buffs, including KEI, which isn't a big deal. But I had it on at the time, and I ran out of arrows, and I was like, I don't want to sit here and craft arrows when I have like only a little bit of time on. I had like an hour or so on KEI. I wanted to utilize that. Which it's not really necessary, I guess, right now. Doesn't seem to be. I'm seeing a lot of players show up, but I'm not seeing this this wolf. So, anyways, that's why I have store-bought arrows. I just ran to the closest vendor, bought a crap load of arrows, and then got back to it, wasting minimal time. That guy's red, so that's good. What is that? There he is. Let's tag his ass. I'm gonna get an ad. Let's go somewhere where we're not gonna get ads. You gotta be on that shit. Like, you can't wait for the motion. You gotta do it as soon as you see the... I see a light source, so I was curious. Alright, let's get some damage in. I didn't even see him on tracking yet. I saw his yellow name in the distance before I saw him on tracking. He's screwing us up pretty good. What is this light source following me? Is that me? Must be me. So let's get we'll get a flame lick for good measure. We'll fear him. We got some good hits in there. This guy's a beast though. Damn, we hit him for 77? Holy shit. We'll just rinse and repeat. Where's that giant? Just re-snare him. We took too long. Probably re-fear him at this point. Doesn't last long enough. Alright. And that should be good. He should be running after this. I've done this quest so many times, I feel like this has got to be like the third or fourth freaking video I've had doing this shit. But I mean, basically it's a necessity for any melee that's leveling up, you know? All right. Oh, we blew through arrows. Holy shit. See how fast you blow through arrows? Crazy. There's that Toland's Bracer. And the Toland's Bracer can summon arrows. Now that's, you know, at least you'll just never run out of arrows. Obviously, you don't want to be using shitty arrows all the time, but, you know, depending on what you're doing. Depending on what you're doing, maybe you're out of arrows, maybe you're killing low-level shit, so it doesn't matter, or whatever you're doing. It would be nice to have the Toland's Bracer just to summon some arrows, and then you'll never run out. Maybe you just need to pull some stuff, but you're out of arrows, but you need to pull stuff. Man, I start a lot of thoughts and I never finish them. But another thought I had started earlier was I was saying, if you remember, or if you've seen, I was in Tower Frozen Shadow when I said this, if you had seen some of the earlier episodes, or videos of this character. It was in Classic, so I was talking about how I wanted this guy to be 60 by the time Luckland came out. And I just lagged on it, and then Luckland ended up coming out fucking 6 months early or whatever. So there's that. Came out really, really early. At least, you know, everything but the raids. So I'm not saying that's why. I'm not blaming Luckland coming out early is the reason I didn't have this guy to be 60. But that definitely, I thought you know, you still in the back of your mind, you're like, I still have time, and then that happens. But I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the Ranger. I had a bunch of other characters, and then Beast Lords came out 6 months earlier or whatever, right? And I leveled 2 fucking Beast Lords basically to 61 to 57, the other 60. So that took a lot of time. And then, you know, everything else. I have so many alts now. I need to kind of wrap some of them up. We got like a 51 wizard, you know. We got this guy who's what is he? What am I? Where's my 34? I'm a 34 ranger. We've got 37 monk, 47 monk. Yeah, never mind. 47. We have a 47 monk. Out of nowhere, we have a level 35 enchanter, 34 enchanter. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I have a 16 mage. I don't know what to do with that. I don't really want to play a mage. I don't even know what I was doing with that. And is that it? Is that everything? We've obviously got the Necro and the Beast Lord at 60. I feel like I'm missing something. Bard? We have a Bard at level 47. Yeah, level 47 Bard. Anyways, needless to say, a ton of characters in the 30 to 50 level range. I need to start working on those and kind of, I don't know, tie in some of those up, you know? AAs are wild. AAs are endless, and it takes a long time. It'll speed up when Planes of Power comes out, which is in, you know, 9 months from now. It'll speed up because the amount of XP required to obtain an AA stays the same forever. But we'll be 5 levels higher, and we'll be killing even higher level mobs, and these zones will have even higher Zem or whatever. And so all of that together, you'll be pumping out AAs faster. So that'll make it feel a little less worse. But then naturally, Planes of Power unlocks a whole nother set of AAs too. So you need, you know, the goalpost is moved as well. So that kind of leads me to another topic where, you know, it's been a little while. And, you know, it's been 6 months or whatever since Luckland has been out, right? How long has Luckland been out? Maybe I'm tripping. Came out in August? Right, August 1st, right? So 5 months? Yeah. So Luckland's been out for 5 months. And raids are about to come out. And so the server has, what I'm getting at is the server has surpassed like the P99 era, the original trilogy era. Because for a minute there, Quarm and P99 were very alike, right? And obviously there's differences. I have a map on the screen. which isn't really, I mean, I don't know. I know this world really well. It's almost up for like a comfort factor. I should just keep it off. We also have this compass up here. It's like cheating. You don't even need sense heading. It's kind of whack. But we have maps, so who, at that point, like, what does it even matter, dude? But anyways, so there's obviously differences. I'm not trying to say there's not, but they were as close as they're ever going to be when the trilogies were out. Now we got Luckland out. We have Pop coming out in 9 months, and we're only gonna get further away from P99, right? As time goes on, eventually we'll get to our stopping point, and then we'll be as far away as we'll ever be. But for the next 9 months, or more than that, for the next whatever 18 months, who knows? What are the patch? I forget what the patches are like in Pop. Probably, you know, 3 patches maybe. So whatever. So for the next 9 to 18 months, we'll continue to separate ourselves from P99. But what comes with that, and everybody knows this, or at least everybody who plays P99 knows this, but everybody knows this, is like the game speeds up. You know, there's a lot to do. You spend a lot of time at 60 because of AAs. Like, you don't just get to 60 and you're like, okay, there's like a couple things to do. 1, I can farm shit. 2, I can raid. And that's it. That's all there is to do really at 60 is farm shit or raid. But we add a third thing, which is a big thing, which is AAs. That's a big thing to add, because that's a wild grind and it lasts a long time. I need to be careful. These dudes hate the shit out of me. So there's a lot of time needing to be dumped into any one individual character, even at max level. So I don't know. P99, there's raid. So P99, it's even hard to raid, right? Because like there's the guilds who have raids on lock, and then there's like the guilds under that who can like pick up scraps and stuff, you know? And there's like a rotation. Last I saw on green, at least, there was like a rotation for TOV where they do like a draft every week or some shit. And they draft who can kill what guilds get to kill what, or whatever. On this server, everybody can raid every single week, every single target. So for instance, I bring this up a lot. My guild literally raids 7 days a week. Only 4 of those days are DKP, so those are the raids where everybody shows up, pretty much. I only show up to 3 of the 4. But there are people who show up to all 7, all day, every day, whatever. And so there's a lot of raiding to do on this server. There's 2 more expansions of more raids to do, more targets. Like I said, all the AAs and stuff. There's just a lot to do at level 60. So it's a different feel. It's a different vibe. I think for a lot of people, I think for like, I don't want to say 90. I feel like 90 in my heart, but at least like 75% of like the player base of P99 are just leveling Andes, including myself. On P99, I'm a leveling Andy. I've never raided, I can't say never. I have raided on P99 Blue. I did raid a couple things. I think there's a video on the channel from like 6 years ago or something of killing like Fadedar. Maybe somebody else tracking on, or like, am I here? I'm here. What is it tracking on? Or Kedge, Finnegal, maybe somebody. Anyways, that's not a lot, and that's it really, you know. All right, let's kill these dudes. Let's see. I don't know what level these dudes are, but they're dark blue, so that's cool. Let's just see how it goes. Well, he resisted the snare. I'd like to get a snare on him, though. Okay, he doesn't want to be snared, so let's get it. Let's get our yak meats. Dude, these guys are getting trashed. Get it, boy. So anywho, yeah. So outside of 2 extremely rare cases where I did kill a raid boss with my guild on blue, I'm just a leveling Andy. I just level characters. I'm remembering, you know, the game, living off of nostalgia and all that. Now he's doing some damage. And I think that's what it is for most people. There's just not enough room for everybody to raid on there. So, you know, it is what it is. But, so I say all of that to say this. I kind of miss being a leveling Andy a little bit. I love the level characters. I love how slow EQ is. This is like, says nobody ever, right? We say it. You know, the EQ players say it. But everybody who's not an EQ player thinks we're insane. They're just like, bro, it's so slow. What are you doing? It looks like you're just standing there. I had some WoW friends, right? Some friends of mine who don't have an origin. And all right, let's try to bust something out here real quick. Let's see. What do we have in terms of like calming these motherfuckers? So we have Harmony and we have Lull Animal. So obviously let's get Harmony out. Can we not pull both of these dudes? That's going to take a minute. So yeah, okay. So I played EverQuest back in the day with a handful of friends. But then I also had other friends who didn't play EverQuest, but they played, you know, Counter-Strike with me or Diablo, Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 and all that stuff. And those guys played World of Warcraft because World of Warcraft was like a bigger, sensational game, right? When it came out. It came out a little later, didn't look as harsh. Let's see if this works. Okay. So then we should be able to jack one, right? Too far away. Oh shit, where'd that arrow come from? Oh fuck, there was another one? And we can't snare these dudes? Oh yeah, you can. Why was there fucking 3? Okay. Well. Alright. Let's fight him, I suppose. Maybe we can buy ourselves a little bit of time by just backing up. I really don't want to kite too much. We are hitting him, right? I don't know. Let's just fucking fight him. See what happens. I should have buffed myself. If I knew I was going to be doing this much melee, I have a buff I could put on myself. Oh, I got it out. Skin like rocks right there. They're not too bad. They're probably about to light blue or something. Anyways, so those friends who played like World of Warcraft was their first MMO. One time on a TLP on like Mangler, so whenever that was, like 2018 or something, we got a couple of these guys to go play. And they've played World of Warcraft and they've played like non-MMOs. And they were just like, what is this? And we were trying to tell them like dude, you need to sit down. Like they were playing casters and we're like, you need to sit down and med your mana. And that was like the hardest thing for them. They're like, do we have, of course, initially they're like, do we have water? Or like, do we have food and water? And we're like, yeah, you got food and water. You have to have it on in your inventory. Do you drink it? No, you don't drink it. You just leave it in your inventory. How do I get mana back? It's like, you got to sit down. And so we're grouping, a couple of us are vets and a couple of us were, kind of brand new to EverQuest at least. And they're just like, I don't know, they're just losing their mind. And we'll see him stand up and cast a spell or whatever. One of them was playing a wizard, of all things. Stood up and cast a spell, and then he'd just stand there. And we'd have to be like, yo, sit down. You're not, like, regenerating mana. And, like, it was just constant telling him, like, sit down, sit down, sit down. We had a buddy that was, like, dotting the mob at, like, 20% health. Like a druid using like drones of doom at like 20% health, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, I just because they're used to World of Warcraft where it just doesn't fucking matter. Like, mana just doesn't matter. You could just drink real quick as soon as you're out of combat. As long as you have enough mana to get out of combat, it doesn't matter, Just loot this real quick. Yeah, boy. So, yeah, so people, and anyways, long story short, they didn't last very long. They didn't get to 50. 50 was max when it first, you know, the server first dropped. They didn't make it. They fell off, whatever. But the point of telling all these stories is like, people think we're crazy for enjoying this kind of shit. And they can't, their brains can't like wrap their mind around it. They you know, even my girl watched me doing this. She's playing like, oops, she's playing like, what? Oh, I got rid of heal. Fuck it. Should be by himself at this point. Actually, let's snare him. So she's playing New World, which is like an action MMO. You gotta like, you know, there's no auto attack, right? You have moves, so you're like swinging and shit. So you have like a set of moves, like basically skill number 1, 2, and 3, and they're all on some sort of short cooldown or semi-short cooldown, and you're like rotating them, and like, I don't think you have an auto attack. Maybe you do. I can't remember. I dumped 1,600 hours into that game, and I can't remember if you have auto attack. Whatever. So, anyways, and then she looks at this, and she's just like, she can't get over the graphics. The graphics are a deal breaker for her. And even World of Warcraft graphics, it's not that they're great, but they're different, and they're, I don't know, they're not as rough along the on the edges, you know. To us, this is charming or whatever, but you know, World of Warcraft's much more colorful and a little rounder around the edges, and even that, she's just like, I don't even want to look at that. And I'm just like, all right. She's not really a gamer though. I say that, she is now. Shoot these guys a little bit, just regenerate. Dude, let's see if I can slap a 29, a 23, a 30. I'll take a miss here or there. That 2 hurts. 2s and misses, that's basically a miss, right? But it's not bad, man. That ain't bad. If we can get our skill up a little bit, land hits a little more consistently, maybe get a fleeting quiver. Those are expensive, dudes. I was looking at fleeting quivers because they're really good. And what that gives you, 20% haste, right? Seems pretty legit. There's only one person is frickin' Zales, of all people. And so since it's Zales is the only person selling one, he's selling it for 4.5k. I think the materials are around 2k. So I think people try to like just have somebody make it and give them like a 500 plat tip. So it's cost around 2.5k. Now I bet you somebody in my guild can make it, so I could just have somebody in my guild make it and tip them. Which is probably what I'll end up doing. But yeah, Zales had it for 4.5k, and I was like, there's just no way. Tismac leggings. I think I usually go in the other entrance. That's why I got tricked out with the 3-pole in the beginning. I usually go in the other entrance, which is a... is it right here? Is this the other entrance right here? No, I have no idea where I am. Where am I? Yeah, I usually go in the north one or something. I don't know. Nope, we have Harmony. Let's get him down the hallway a little bit. 34, let's get it. 38, come on. Jacking this dude up. One more. So in raids, you know, I mean, obviously I see monks hitting hard. I see rogues hitting hard. Their backstabs are redonk. And I see rangers just in the back, and this it's not news. I knew this. That's why I was making a ranger and trying to get 60 before Lucklin came out. Is because I'm now in the raids witnessing the Rangers just sitting there in the back, just flinging arrows, just doing like 600, 800. It's just like, Jesus. Man, almighty, you know? And I just think to myself, I fucked up by not getting this guy to 60. But oh well. It was painful, dude. It was painful leveling a Ranger in Classic. God damn. It was so painful. Whoops. Okay, so anyway, so I say all of that stuff before. I'm building up to, well, I kind of already said it. I miss being a leveling Annie to an extent, but I miss, like, you know, for every character I get to 60, and it's not a main, but it's like another character at 60 that's done leveling. You still group, you still grind, but the leveling's over. And then, you know, I have money now. I have multiple 60s, and I have money. And so you tend to twink characters out and all of this. And, you know, sometimes you just can't help yourself. You know, I've leveled plenty of characters without anything, and we had the solo self-found hardcore Beast Lord. And, you know, obviously the first character, my Necro, had nothing. Started from 0, obviously. A lot of these things, right? But anyways, I've been getting the itch to get back to it. After the Beast Lord had died, I said I would do it again one day. I wanted to get that run in while we were still in the original trilogy, because I felt like if we get out of the original trilogy, like we are now already, that it's just harder to justify. Because look at how much the game has changed already, right? You got like volatile caverns, and you got these zones that are just so crazy, and where like XP is just out the roof, and it's like just easier to port around. And you got KEI. KEI is a huge one. That's like KEI is so huge, and all these different things. So I'm gonna be putting out some polls. I'm going to mention this probably in a couple of videos before I do it. We're pretty deep in this one, so nobody's going to hear this, but I'm going to put out a couple polls with different ideas. Ultimately, I'm going to, you know, be the decision maker. So I don't need to hear like just do what you want or any of that kind of stuff. Like I know I will. But I still like to hear, you know, what people are thinking, and, you know, people can talk me into one thing or another or convince me. But yes, ultimately, I will be the final decision maker. It's got to be, I got to play something that I want to play. But the idea is I want to do like a self-found thing again. Is that 3? One more. I want to do a self-found thing again. I remember reading somewhere, in order to get a title, you had to have two things. You can't just be hardcore. Is that right? That doesn't sound right. You can't just be self-found. You have to be like self-found hardcore or solo self-found in order to get a title. Is that even true? I don't know. Everybody and their mom has a title now. I don't know how they're getting them. I don't ask either, but I just assume they did something. But is that true? You have to have like 2 special things in order to get a thing? I thought I read that somewhere. So that could persuade me, because I would like to get something at the end, like some sort of achievement, you know, like I did it, yay. But, so for sure, like self-found, that's got to be one of them. Self-found, obviously. There's no way around that. But, you know, I'll do a poll, like, should it be like solo self-found, or should it be... I don't know. People don't like hardcore. I mean, I don't know. People just don't like it. I mean, I love hardcore. This game is crazy for hardcore, I'll admit that. But people just don't. People don't like it so much that they don't even want you to do it. They're just like, no, 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 don't do it. Because they just hate it. They just can't, you know, imagine spending a lot of time and then losing it. And it's not really lost. You still spent the time. You just don't get to continue on. You don't get to continue on. But at least I'm recording stuff. So, like, I can at least, like, for my Beast Lord that died, right? It sucks, for sure. But, you know, one day, probably 10 years from now or whenever, I'll probably go back and watch that whole series and just sit back in my chair and be like, yes, I remember. You know, so it's not gone forever. I can go, you know, to kind of see what was going on and all of that. But yeah, he's gone for now. Like, I don't get to see him. I could go watch it right now. I don't want to, but, you know, I just lived it a year ago or less, 6 months ago, whenever that was. So it's not gone forever. And then if you get to 60, you can turn it off. Like, that's what I would do. I would get to 60 and be like, I did it. The achievement done. Let's turn hardcore off. You know what I mean? I'm done. And I got really close, 57. So that hurts more, I guess. But at the same time, you can do it. You can just get there and then you lock it in. You know, he's not gone forever. You locked it in. So it's not like you have to stay hardcore at 60 and then you always got to be shitting your pants everywhere you go or whatever. Speaking of shitting pants, check my. I got like a little poop flap on my pants. I even got to take them off to take a dump. Just flip up the flap. All right, let's see what's going on with the front. Are they respawned? Are they outside or are they inside? What are we looking at? Let's kill that guy. I really got to get better range on my arrows. It's so tiny. I didn't realize it's that bad. I thought like the bow range would... I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect, I guess. What is 25 compared to 100? 100's 4 times as much, but is it 4 inches or 4 feet or 4 yards? You know what I mean? I have no idea. So it turns out really short. Okay, but the whole point of this leveling a character is to so there's some guidelines, like on top of like whatever is chosen, whatever class, probably a class I don't have. I'm probably gonna be a good race. Maybe not. Because I'm kind of looking at quests, you know. If I'm self-found, which I'm gonna be, you know, I want to be able to quest some armor. And that's one thing that's cool about Lucklin is even though Lucklin's out, there's quest armor. They introduced the quest armor. I think they're on this server, so we can do like some of the newbie quest armor. That just gives you something to do. It's not like, oh yes, it's gonna be easier now because I have armor with 6 AC and 1 strength, you know, or whatever the dog shit that it has. I have 5 hit points. You know, that's not gonna make or break your run. But it gives you something to do. You know, to like fill in the gaps. You know, to make you feel like you're achieving stuff along the way. You know, it's not just an insane mob grind from 1 to 60, you know. It gives you little checkpoints like, well, let's do these quests. And then by the time you finish those quests, you got 5 or 6 levels and you're like, well, okay, that wasn't so bad. Maybe you'll get yourself killed trying to do a quest because you got to kill a mob. And you push it to the limit and you die. I don't know. We got our 4 meats though. So let's go turn these. Let's attempt to turn these in. Let's see what happens. I don't know if little animal. I think the guy's level 1. So even though he's got like 8 million life, I think he's like level 1. So I think my little animal works. I don't know. We do have camouflage as well. I Might as well put, well, we'll wait, I guess. I can never remember which cave this is. It's not this one. I remember that much. I guess let's put this on now before I aggro something I don't want to. So also with the self-found guy, like I'm gonna go to Luckland zones as little as possible. Now, there is another armor quest in like the 30s range. And so I might like go to Luckland. Like we just did the Beast Lord. The Beast Lord was pure Luckland. Except I made an exception. Is this it? I don't think so. Is this it? Or is it that one? Oh, fuck, dude. I don't know. We're invisible. Who cares? Let's check. So the Beast Lord, I made the exception to come. Oh, fuck. Why would you do that? Fuck, I fat fingered the button. Let's run to Velcator's, I guess. Damn it. God damn it. Yeah, so the Beast Lord only went to Velcator's twice and came here to do the mask quest, the Eyepatch. Jesus. So there's going to be some exceptions. So I think the exception with this character would be when I'm in my 30s, I'll go to Luckland temporarily to do these quests, which is going to require killing mobs and leveling. So I'll kill mobs and I'll level, but only the specific mobs in the areas, you know, I'm there on a quest. So I'll go to Luckland to do quests, and that's what I'm there to do. The Bazaar won't matter. People won't be able to buff me. So Nexus, all that shit, none of that matters. That's the idea, at least. Yeah, this is him, right? Hey, the gnome's here. Okay, so I can turn this off, right? Oh, he's scowling. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I think I have to turn it in, though. I don't think doing anything with this guy will work. But, so the point is, not to Harmony, right? It's to lull. So it's lull and... I might be wrong, and I need to get a druid here or something, but let's try it. Where the fuck? Probably just piss this thing off and he'll attack me or some bullshit. See what happens here. What happened? Nothing? I'm not getting a message in the chat screen, so I don't know. Do I get a message with Calm or with Harmony? I just want to aggro him right now, because he will aggro. Is he rooted? He might be rooted. What happens? Your lull animal spell has worn off. Okay, so it is working. Okay. Okay. So let's get that. It doesn't last very long, but it is working. Okay. So let's get ready. I'm assuming that worked. Fuck you, dog. Why? Okay, I have an idea. Let's get rid of that. We're gonna do both, because I don't know why. Because I think it was by coincidence, but my Harmony wore off, and he attacked me kind of like at the same time. I think it was a coincidence, but we're gonna camp out to get rid of aggro or whatever. We're gonna camp back in. We're gonna hit him with Harmony. We're gonna hit him with lull animal, and we're gonna try to turn these bitches in ASAP. And then we'll get it going here. Okay. So let's hit him with a harmony. Let's hit him with a low animal. And let's turn this shit in. Where'd the other one go? Where'd the other one go? Where'd the other one go? Oh, wait, no, meat, you idiot. Oh, we ruined it. We ruined it. I forgot what I'm supposed to say. I forgot what I'm supposed to say. I forgot what I'm supposed to say. Oh, just map, huh? That'd have been hilarious. Okay. Let me have it. All right. We did it, boys. All solo and everything? Oh, whoops, that was... We do need that, but I meant to camouflage myself. All right. So that's the idea. So I'll put out probably multiple polls. Maybe some of them will overlap. Maybe some of them will just be worded in different ways so I can collect information and make up my own mind, you know. But that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking... I'm not against anything. Like, I'll do another SSFHC again. Another solo self-found hardcore again. I'll do it. I truly think that people don't like hardcore, though. There's a few people, though, who enjoy pain or whatever, so they want to see you die, right? Especially if they've watched. Like, I felt bad on the original Beast Lord, who was named Rexar, and it was an ogre, got to, like, I think I got to 18 or 16. I forget which one it is. I think it was 18, and then I died while not recording because I was just going to the vendor, and then, you know, Grimfeather or whatever came out of nowhere and killed me, and it was just instant. Like, he just two-shot me, and I was like, oh, that's that. And then nobody gets to see that. There's no payoff, you know, and you feel bad about that. So people do want to see it to some extent, otherwise they wouldn't care if they didn't see it or whatever, but I still get messages to this day where people will be like, so did you die? Because I had nothing to show for it. I think the playlist continues to the ogre, to the other character. I don't know if I talk about it in the first. I probably do. Maybe not. Actually, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, so that's like the last video. But I made a post saying, sorry, I'm dead. And the post had a picture of, I think a picture of what killed me. Like the text box says, Grim, you know, you died of Grimfeather or whatever. And I was just like, sorry, I didn't catch it. But, yeah, so I don't know. I'll feel the interest out. Like, I don't feel like so convicted in myself, like I have to be hardcore. I don't feel that. So, you know, I have some things that are up in the air. This is what I mean by I'll make the final decision, but I have some things that are up in the air. Like, if a bunch of people wanted to see that, all right, we'll turn it on. You know, I don't care. And if nobody wanted to see that, or if people are like against it, like I really don't want to see that, because then you're going to die at some point and never make it, and then that ruins the experience for me or some shit like that, then, you know, we can just not have that at all. But then it comes to, like I said, the Luckland zones. I don't want to go to Luckland zones. I'm going to keep it classic, so I'm only going to be hanging out in classic zones. But then, so that there's like a little twist to that, right? There's a lot of people right now, a lot of people are in Luckland zones. Like Palatable Caverns has all the groups. Not to say you can't get groups other places, but I've been to, I mean, like, let's see, who all Unrest. There is one level 23 Paladin in Unrest. He's a Paladin. He's probably got Ghoulbane, and a fungi tunic and shit, and he's in there just wreaking havoc. Probably. I'm not accusing him of that, but probably. So he's in there having the time of his fucking life. And then you got like who all, I don't know, Mistmore. You got 2 people in Mistmore. Who all Crushbone. 2 people in Crushbone. My point is everybody's in Luckland right now. You know, Luckland's all the rage. So I might as well do solo self-found. I might as well. Because it's going to be hard. Because I want to stay in the old world. I don't want to come to Luckland. I just did an all Luckland level through. And for this variation, on top of just doing an all Luckland variation, you could say like, why don't you just go bounce back and forth and just use the whole world and whatever. Just because I want to keep it old school. I feel like I'm harping on this so much. Like, why am I still talking about this? But anyways, I want to keep it old school. I just want to keep it old school. So I will come to Luckland, like I said, for quests and stuff, but that's it. So, but then the issue is I'm not going to be able to find groups necessarily. So I don't necessarily, like, I don't want to level a cleric, you know, I don't want to necessarily level a rogue. Solo self-found is going to be, or self-found is going to be hard enough as is because your gear is going to suck, right? Your gear is going to be garbage. And even at times, are those undead? No. At times, it was really tough with even the Beast Lord, and Beast Lords are sick-ass soloers. And it was kind of tough at times. Like, you know, you have those stretches, especially later on. I think you get spells at 39, and then you don't get spells again until 49 or some shit. And by the time you're like 45, and your pet's already been light blue already, and you're just like, dude, like, this is a tough stretch. And then you got to do that for 4 more levels, and then by the time you're 49, by the time you're 48, your pet's green. And then you're like, dude, I don't get a pet for another level. He's green, and I'm a Beast Lord. It's not like I'm a Shadow Knight and my pet's green. Your pet's always green, I think. You know, as a Beast Lord, you're really relying on your pet. I say that, and then it's like, yeah, bro, try being a Shadow Knight. So a class, right? So then we're talking about a class. So we're talking about, these are my ideas. Just absorb my ideas because I'm going to put these polls out and you guys can answer the polls and stuff. But so my ideas are like, I might as well be solo self-found because I'm going to be in the old world and there's no groups. Now, that's not to say you can't duo, right? I'm being a little harsh. Because if you're not solo self-found, you could at least find a dude and be like, yo, let's duo or something, right? And then there's like the solo self-found plus thing where you can duo or you can like group with anybody, but you just have to loot it. It's not solo. There's a self-found plus thing where you can group with anybody, but if something drops, you got to loot it then and there. Otherwise, you just can't loot it. So, and they have to be within like your level range. Also, you can't group with like people too low or too high. So there is that. So yeah, maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe you could just do the self-found. At least you can duo or trio here and there. You know, if I show up to the zone with 2 people in it, you could be like, yo, dudes, let me in. Let's trio. And they'll be like, cool. Thank God. Here's another person. And that kind of stuff. The other option is to do it on P99 green or blue. Doesn't matter. Do it on P99. That's the other option. So you don't get the official tags. You don't get any sort of achievement. But there is no Luckland. There is no newbie quests. Experience is probably slower. No potions. You can't turn on hardcore or turn on self-found or any of that stuff. So you can't like really regulate it. But in its own sense, compared to Quarm, it is a little more hardcore, right? That's an option. It's an option. It's there. God, I'd miss Zeal, you know? I shouldn't commit to something like that because then I log in and after like 1 or 2 sessions, I'm just like, fuck this. So, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just brainstorming. Yeah. So, what are we getting out of all this information is basically, I am a leveling Andy at the end of the day. We're going to keep raiding. Monsters and Memories, here's another thing to add, is Monsters and Memories is coming out probably in March. There's going to be a beta coming out probably, I don't know, maybe in January, maybe. I really don't know. Well, I don't know, that's soon. There's going to be a beta coming out. And then that beta's, I don't need to play the beta that much. If I get into the beta, say, I'll probably play a couple times, you know. I actually want to check out Enchanter on there. I'm starting to lean towards my first character being an Enchanter. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to be an Enchanter on Monsters and Memories. I've been throwing a lot of things around. I was like, I kind of want to be an Archer because they're not that good right now, and they're really, really, really tedious. But, you know, they're on their radar. They really want to make them work, so they're going to work on them, and they're going to try to, like, buff them so that they're not hot garbage. So I was kind of leaning towards that. But at the same time, God, that would be painful. And if they never get to that spot, oops. Obviously a Necro, that's like a super obvious one. But, So I was thinking Enchanter, though, actually. I was also thinking Cleric, which is crazy because I never play Cleric. And they're so group, like, you got to be in a group or else. And that kind of thing, like, that's hard for me. I need to have the ability to make some money. You know, like, how does a Cleric make money? They don't. So that's tough for me. I don't know. I have to have the ability to make money. I just like, that's the game for me. That's part of the game for me, is like farming cash. If I can't farm cash, I'll get bored and I'll quit. Or I'll just make a new character. And I wasted all that time and effort. So I know myself by this age of my life, and I have to play something. Your first character has to be, for me, has to be something to be able to farm and to get like a little soloing in here and there. I don't have to be that great at it. I was playing the, you know, my highest level character on Monsters and Memory right now is the Paladin. You know, I've been soloing fine on him. Like, you know, maybe I have to solo undead shit, so be it, you know. But maybe you got extra downtime, you're not the most efficient soloer, but so be it. You still can, you know. So, anyways, that's why it's hard for me to get a rogue on this game. Like on EverQuest, it's hard for me to make a rogue. It's hard for me to make a cleric. I would totally do those things if I had a static group, you know. Slayheim, and, you know, other people too, but Slayheim has like his static group with Sparrow and a couple other peeps on Pantheon, and, you know, they log in the same day every week. You know, they might miss one, like probably this week, right? I think it lands like right now they're logging in on Thursdays, and it's Christmas and New Year's the next 2 weeks. The next 2 Thursdays are Christmas and New Year's, so they'll likely change it or take a break or whatever it is. But for the most part, they show up every Thursday, or it was Monday. In fact, yeah. So like, you know, but it's a static group. It's like, you know, maybe it is slow. Maybe it's only once a week. Maybe it's more than once a week. I don't know what it is, but you just show up at the same time every week and you level. Now, if I had a static group like that, for sure I'd play a cleric or a rogue or something that is group oriented. And then you play other characters or you do other stuff on the other days of the week. That's fine. I would totally do that. But if it's like a character where I don't have like any sort of static group and I have to find a group every time I log in, I have to find a group. Oh man, you know, those were, you know, we lived that life a long time ago, and I just don't know if I could do that again right now. That's tough. Obviously I could probably do it. I just don't know that I want to. My God. That's tough. I don't know. Static would be cool. Yeah, a lot of talking, a lot of running on this game. We're almost done though, dudes. We'll come up on this island, we'll talk to a couple people, probably end up killing a cat, and we'll get our mask and I'll let you guys go. So when Monsters and Memories does come out, which I'm assuming is going to be around March, maybe later, who knows if it gets pushed back or what. what I'm thinking of doing at that point in March is I'm gonna raid log on Quarm for a bit, at least for like a month or 3 or whatever it is. I'm gonna raid log on Quarm, and I'm going to level a character on Monsters and Memories. So at that point, AAs are dead for me. I'm not gonna be AAing. I'm not gonna be leveling alts on EverQuest or on Quarm. Maybe I'll get a wild hair and I'll just need a break, and so I'll play something on here. But for the most part, I'm going to be raiding I'm going to actually probably be raiding 4 times a week because Luckland's going to be out. So I think in January when Luckland comes out, I spoke earlier about how I only raid 3 times a week out of the 4 DKP raids. I'm probably going to force myself to show up to that 4th DKP raid because shit gets real in Luckland in terms of raiding and all that. We're going into pop. You got VT gear. Shit's going to be expensive. All of Aunt and Hara's gear is going to be 1K max DKP plus. Maybe everything that drops in VT is going to be max DKP. I don't know. Not everything, but a lot of things. So there's going to be a ton of DKP flying off the shelves, right? And I'm going to need DKP. So, and we're to a point in the game where you're not spending DKP on shit that you're just going to replace. VT gear, you may not replace it. I don't know. It depends on how long you play and how hard you grind, and if you stay on this character for fucking the next 2 years and you're just doing Plane of Time and everything, yeah, you might replace some stuff. But like my Plane of Time geared character, I still had the robes from Aunt and Hara, which are absolutely insane, and I think like maybe a range. No, that was, I don't know. But you might have a couple of items, right? So that's the point. So you're getting gear that you may not replace, and so it's to the point now where shit gets real. So yeah. So when Monsters Memories comes out, I'll probably be raid logging 4 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, which means outside of life, like real life, that leaves me Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah, only 3 days. That leaves me 3 other days to level my Monsters and Memories character. And obviously I can do that too if I play after work, but before the raid. I can squeeze in like a little bit of leveling time on the character. Man, it's going to be a lot, dudes. It's going to be a lot, but that's the idea. Obviously, you'll have a couple days off of work, and those days will just be for leveling. Like my days off aren't going to be raiding. They're going to be for leveling and stuff, so. All the keying for Luckland's done, so we won't have another keying situation until Planes of Power comes out, which won't be for 9 months, and I better be level 60 by then. So I gotta remember this quest. Let's see. What do I do? Wait. I need the map binding, right? Talk to a lost pirate. Wait, is that this guy? That is this guy, right? So I'll probably want to make this self-found character plus whatever else comes of it, probably around like early January, and then I don't know. Hopefully his journey will be at a good pausing point or stopping point by the time Monsters and Memories comes out. That's the idea. So what do I tell this dude again? I say, I will find the parts. Oh, he gave it to me. Cool. So then, let's put all this shit in there. We got the pieces. So we'll give this to him. Yeah. We'll kill this dude. He's a yellow dude. Keeping us honest. So let's kill this dude. We could probably just snare him and run away, to be honest, but let's kill him. Yeah, so that was a lot of talking. Holy shit. Sorry. But that's the idea. So I mentioned Shadow Knight earlier. I mean, that doesn't sound too bad to me. Shadow Knight has some good tools, right? You can make a troll or Shadow Knight, or whoops, troll or Ixar maybe. Actually, I might be a good race for quests and stuff. I'm gonna look into it. But you could be a race with regen. That's an option. 47, dude. I crit? I can crit? I thought only warriors and wizards quit. You can crit with a bow, though. Hell yeah, dog. Crit a yellow, in fact. What of it, man? Oops. Oh yeah, we can fear him. I forgot. Let's give him the old snare. And we'll fear him. Of course he's gonna run straight into the water. We knew that. It'll probably break before he gets to the water. Alright, whatever, dude. Okay, so let's go turn this in. I didn't want to kill you anyways. Shadow Knights, yeah. You can feign death eventually, probably super late, but the feign deathing will like help you break camps, so that's good. You can fear kite. You can kind of like leech and stuff. And then what? Give the completed map to Neilot. Bada bang, dog. Hell yeah. What do we got? What do we got? Our split paw hide mask is getting upgraded to an Eyepatch of Plunder. But even better. Even better. We got ourselves the clicky for the haste. Why doesn't that work? Booyah! Got our 20% haste, which will go really well with the slow as hell Wormy. But on top of that, check out those stats. I mean, they're really good. 10 strength, 10 dex, SVs, 50 hit points, 10 AC. It's big time. You all know the Eyepatch. Everybody knows the Eyepatch. Big time, though. All right, so I don't have to be here anymore. I finished my job here. Pretty cool. That was pretty damn quick. I mean, we did that in like an hour. Let's say 2 hours. We did that in about 2 hours because I played a little and got that first piece of the map inside Tower of Frozen Shadow. I played for like 30 minutes. And got that with a couple of people in there. Anyway, so that's going to be it. Yep, thinking about the self-found thing. I'll put out some polls and all that. Happy holidays to everybody. This is probably going out right in the middle of Christmas or something. So hopefully you guys have a good Christmas with your family and all that. And I will see you in the next video.